Before I launch in, I'll preface this by saying that Foodora operates out of quite a number of countries under several different brands, Foodora and Foodpanda. My own experience is from Vancouver, Canada, and some of the information in this video, such as Foodora's pay scale or business model, will likely be region specific, so take that in mind when I talk about the pay scale or things like that. This job can be done by car or bike, and depending on the layout of your city and the weather it receives, one option might be more favorable than another. The job itself is simple. You get a notification on your phone, you go to the restaurant, you pick up the food, you arrive at the customer's residence, you drop off the food, and you wait for your next order. Depending on the efficiency at which you operate and the work ethic that you put in, it will determine your income, which is a fantastic motivator and an excellent work environment, especially because in terms of authority figures, you are really the one that is accountable. This is Chris, head manager of Foodora Vancouver.
This is a flexible job. You get to be outside at all times delivering food to customers around the city. It's hyper flexible because couriers are able to book shifts based on their own availability. And they're paid on a weekly basis, so it means that if you have a goal and you really want to be working lots and earning cash, this is a great way to do so.
Next, I spoke with Peter, who has a long history of courier work and has worked for several different food delivery companies.
I started initially back in 2006 in Toronto. I like how Foodora is one of the few kind of food delivery companies that actually has shifts, like DoorDash, Uber, just have like a sign on whenever you can, which then, can work against you because then there's too many people working. And, the nature of this type of job, it's usually, piecework, so you make money based on the deliveries, the demand. So I like Foodora with like how they make shifts because at least they're trying to allocate, shifts for the amount of people they need. Because Foodora has like so many different like shifts and that they operate also every day, it works out for me that I can kind of allocate work with Foodora with my other job and my other like just personal enjoyment. I love though that I'm not kind of constricted to like a Monday to Friday type week, because especially like living in like cities, it's so easy to get like kind of entrenched in this Monday to Friday lifestyle and then like live for the weekend, which I hate.
Unfortunately, cost of living in Vancouver means that everybody kind of needs to have a second job. So we have many people that are doing this very part-time. Some people who have just come that have multiple degrees even that are looking for work. We find people that have come from the corporate courier or mail courier industry that are working full-time or part-time after their couriering shifts. And then also students. So students come in waves, but for the most part we have a pretty diverse background of couriers that are working with us.
The pay scale works like this. $1 per kilometer ridden, you keep any tips you receive, and $4.50 per order completed. So for example, if I ride 12 kilometers and I receive $40 in tips for 8 orders, I will net $88. Another example, 20 kilometers, $67 in tips from 13 orders will be $145. Ultimately, of all the jobs I've tried, courier work has been my favorite. It's not every day you have the opportunity to exercise and be paid for it, and this is the nature of courier work, being outside, seeing your city, and constantly being on the move. Courier work can be both a stress reliever and a source of income, and the required level of commitment is much lower than other jobs due to the flexibility of the hours. It's something that I highly recommend trying, and at the end of the day, it's just enjoyable. Thanks for listening.